What's up, guys? What's up, Jeff? How you doing, man? What's up, Matt? What's up, Bon? Joe is honestly all good. He was a little bit shaken up during the moment, but he is, yeah, no soreness or anything like that. It was luckily, it was a big hit, but luckily he didn't hit it. He didn't hit the wall like completely head on. He still kind of hit it at an angle, and he wasn't very far from the wall when he hit it. So the hit wasn't. It could have been a lot worse depending on the situation, but he's okay. The car is obviously not okay, but yeah, he's all good and trying to just get everything together for Texas in like 2.5 weeks. So very, very tight turnaround to try to get it fixed. We basically need to cut the front of the car off and essentially just weld the new whole front clip onto the car. So what's up, Regina? Yeah, it was pretty scary because I didn't at least on my end I didn't know really what happened. And you know, they just come across the radio saying, "Are you okay, Joe? Are you okay?" And I mean, you put the pieces together very quickly, but Joe really wasn't responding. He wasn't responding to the team asking him if they were okay. So that's why I think he was kind of stunned a little bit, because he just wasn't registering what people were saying. So then and it happened right at the checkered flag, obviously. So I was able to see the accident once I got back around and saw Joe out of the car and stuff like that. But there's always that moment where you don't really know what happened. And really the second race on Sunday was one of the only times I've really raced without Joe also being on the track. So I'm doing all right, man. Heading out to Oregon tomorrow. You know, a little bit bummed on how the weekend went at Nola, but all things considered, yeah, can't really complain about my life. So, but yeah, just on to the next adventure. Going to the race in Miami this weekend. That's going to be awesome, man. I definitely want to. Love to check out that event sometime, Miami. Make sure you watch the Porsche Carrera Cup USA too. That'll be good. There's like 40 cars in the field, so that will be a very entertaining race. But yeah, enjoy Miami. Cars are also built to take some of the impact, thankfully. Will the car be ready? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the car did a great job. The car did what it's supposed to do. But I pulled the data. It was about, I don't know, I think it was only about a 4G hit, so it really wasn't like a massive impact, and that's really just due to him not being, he wasn't far away from the wall and then came into it. He was, you know, honestly right next to the wall. He just got turned into it and all that. But yeah, the car definitely stayed all intact, and the stuff that broke is the stuff that's supposed to break away. You know, we don't really know. You never really know until you start to take this stuff apart. So we actually sent the car back to Fast Track Racing. They're the team that like Jacob Rudd ran with and stuff like that. So we and they're based out of Texas. So they're going to be doing all the repair on it, and they're basically they're a certified BMW Motorsport dealer, so they should have the parts they need. The issue is the parts. I don't think they will. I really think they could get it done. They're just worried that they might not be able to get all the parts. But thankfully, we had a lot of spares in our truck and stuff, so we're optimistic, cautiously optimistic that it will be ready. It'll probably be somewhat of a Frankenstein car, but if it's not ready, Joe has made arrangements to rent a car for the weekend. So I think you'll see Joe on the grid either way. The question is kind of how he gets there. So you got 2 more days of skiing, Matt? I said he gave him the thumbs up. Yeah. Yeah, they gave the marshals the thumbs up, and you know the safety crews are so good that you know they were right next to Joe, like right after it happened, because they were right in pit lane, so they could just run across to make sure he was okay, and nothing was going up on fire or anything. So he was gave him the thumbs up, and then he eventually, I got on the radio and asked him if he was okay. He said yes, and blah blah blah. So it all went according to protocol and stuff like that, but just it's a risk that I think you might forget about, and we've been very fortunate in our careers to not have major wrecks. If you think of how often you're on the limit of adhesion going around corners to, so it's a reminder, but it was kind of a bullshit move in my opinion that Joe kind of got pushed into the wall. We pulled video from the cars behind him, and it really was avoidable. So just feel bad for Joe, because he's always trying to do the right thing. He knows he's kind of the older, slower guy in the field, and you had a fast young kid behind him in another class, so it didn't really have to happen, but that is pro racing, and yeah, it's the reminder of motorsports. So I don't even think like my sisters know, like they don't even, I think people take it for granted in general, just, oh yeah, you're just out racing again another weekend, and it's like, well, stuff can change in a snap, so yeah, he probably was collecting himself. And I have it all, because now I'm recording all the radio on the GoPro, right? So I was listening to it back. It's like, I don't know, it's not bad, but it is a little bit eerie, because it's like just what he kept saying. It was kind of, what do you think about F1? I love F1. I'm a very avid F1 follower, fan. I have the F1 app and all that stuff. I follow along every weekend, so I think F1 is incredible from all aspects of the sport. So big fan of F1. You take Luna with you? I do not. No, most of the races are on the East Coast. I mean, short of Sonoma. But yeah, I don't take Luna with me. I fly to the races, and then we all stay in an Airbnb as a team and stuff like that. Got to get rid of the Hondas. Yeah, I mean, we don't got to get rid of them, but there's just, I mean, man, when I tell you guys, there was so much just drama in the paddock all weekend long. I mean, when you see those lap times, like, I mean, you should never have cars 2 seconds apart in a field. You really shouldn't. It's so incredibly off that it's not even. It's horrid. So, I think the SRO people, they admitted, the tech guy's name is Joe. He's a nice guy, but he admitted that he messed up all the BOP. When I was getting in the car for the second race, he came out to me saying he messed it all up and blah 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 blah. But everything is just off. And then besides that, they all are getting technical infractions for not having proper stuff on their car. So it's a shame. It's unfortunate, because it's not. The racing is just yeah, the race is between the BMWs. That's what it is. And you have two Hondas that are just driving away off the front. And I can assure you, they're not 3 seconds a lap better drivers than Garrett or I or whoever, you know. So they need to slow them down. They're 500 pounds lighter. They have more power, more aero. And I'm just worried that car can't fit into our class. You know, I just think it's too fast of a car. To slow a car down by 3 seconds, 2.5 to 3 seconds on a 2.5 mile circuit, I mean, you have to do a lot of adjustments to make that equal. So, gonna trust SRL that they'll make the right call, but it's like, hey, you're 4 races into it. It's like, what happens to the other races? Like, I don't know. Is your crew to the body present to his car? Do you take it to a body shop? Yeah, even if we did it, we wouldn't do the actual body, but like frame repair, stuff like that. So we would take it to a body shop with the proper equipment. But we gave the car to Fast Track Racing. So that's the team that Gleason runs with. That's the team that Jacob Rudd ran with. So they're kind of like the team in the US that kind of fields those BMW M2. So hopefully they got a lot more manpower than we do, and you know, they're full-time employees and they're already down in Texas, so they're going to be doing all the repairs on it. So it should honestly be pretty straightforward, because it's quite literally just cutting off the front of the car and putting a new one on. I'm excited for the Carrera Cup. Yeah, you should. All the support stuff of F1 is honestly even better than the main events itself. But yeah, make sure you take the time to check out Carrera Cup. That's gonna be awesome. Feeling the Stoke. I need bending on the frame of Joe's car. What up, Morgan? I am sure that there is. I'm sure there is. The question is there any internal damage to the drivetrain, to the engine, stuff like that? But yeah, I'm sure there's bending on the frame, so that's why they gotta just pop a new one on. I still plan on skiing, but I heard that you have 2 more days of skiing. Yeah, I don't know, Matt. I mean, I guess I still have my passes and stuff, so I could go ski, yeah. Your races were scary. I don't know. Yeah, they were more frustrating than scary, I think, but yeah, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of danger in motorsport that might be taken for granted, or you get jaded to it, myself included, right? So, but you know, it's hard racing. If you know, it is pro racing. If you want a venue where you just kind of drive around and yeah, I would suggest club racing, stuff like that. So there's obviously a line to it and stuff like that, but in the post-race interview, Lowe said he would apologize for you for the bump early in the race. He did when we were doing the whatever. When you go back and do the podium ceremony, he did say sorry. He said it was a dumb move and all that sort of stuff. So you know, it is what it is. I don't agree with the move and the pace that car had. I didn't think it was a necessary move, but yeah, I realized after that, I was like, there's no point in me fighting this Honda. So I literally I let him by into turn 3, I think it was. I just let off the gas and let him go. And then Garrett did the same thing. So I really just ended hurting myself on that. But, you know, I thought maybe I could hold him off, but yeah, 2 seconds a lap quicker is kind of tough too. So, but yeah, he did apologize. And then he even said, I hope they figure this BOP out because I want to race you guys. So even the Honda drivers know that it's ridiculous right now. And BOP stands for balance of performance. So it's just kind of the little acronym that that describes balancing multi-cars in a class. Like if you watch like the GT3 cars or even the GT4s, when you have all these cars in a class from BMW to Aston Martin to Porsche to Mercedes, like you don't see one of them 2 seconds faster than the other ones, right? So they're balancing the performance of them so they all are similar lap times, and that's what we're lacking in our class right now. So Matt for 15 months. Let's go, dude. 15 months. Matt Edwards. Diced spicy chicken breast and pepper jack cheese with goat cheese and red onion and southwestern salad mix. Damn. That's a lot of spicy. Spicy chicken breast, pepper jack, red onion. That does sound good, though. It does sound good. Thank you for the 15 months, Matt. So for it all, yeah. I mean, even just within the BMW drivers, we're all just, we're kind of just joking amongst us, just saying, hey, this is, third place is a win. So there's not much we can do. I think if they don't get it under control at COTA, it's going to be even worse because COTA is a longer track. So the time delta on the lap time is going to be even bigger. There's like 3 really long straightaways at COTA. So I think it's going to be very glaring there. So lots of beating on your team vehicles. They will catch Saturday lives on my screen as even your car being used as a punching bag. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's 2 racers who don't want to give up the position, right? I think, we got a warning or whatever, so I went up and talked to the stewards after just to see what their take was, because they pulled my video card and everything like that, and they ultimately said that it was not me who was at fault for the contact. So I was like, that's kind of why I was getting frustrated. I thought it was just unnecessary contact. I mean, and it's like then you're driving around with a broken car. It's just knocked out of alignment, so it doesn't handle the way it's supposed to, right? It's like you can't, when you're battling for tenths out there, you can't run at that speed with a bent car. So the fact that we were even able to fight back after that, I mean, man, it is what it is, but it's like just frustrating. Seem like we're being more aggressive driving wise at Nola versus the others. I think that's what's needed with the Hondas and Garrett's fight for a place on podium this season with all the drama. Yeah, I mean, I'm just really just picking up where I left off last year. I think the start of last season I was more conservative because I was just getting back into it after 6 years, and I wanted to make sure I finished the races and was consistent. But obviously towards the end is when we were really running up at the front. So I'm just coming out of the box swinging. So, and that is what's needed, because Garrett's the same way. I mean, I think on a pure pace perspective, we're much quicker than the other BMWs. It's just you lose a position on the start, and then you got to try to fight to get back around that. So yeah, definitely one of the more aggressive drivers, and so I think with the Hondas, there's just we got to slow them down, right? I mean, there's no fighting 2 seconds of a difference. So I don't know why we were able to hold them off at Sonoma that first race, but I just think the drivers are going to get better over the years, right? That's just what happens. So if you don't do anything, it's only going to get worse. So, but like I said, I'm just afraid that car is it's just too much of a car. I mean, it's almost running GT4 times, which is it's the whole next category of racing above us. So I'm afraid that they might just have gotten it wrong. They claim that Honda didn't give them enough data beforehand to make the decision. So, and now they're a little too far into it where you can't just like say, oh, never mind, the Hondas aren't allowed anymore. So Why did all those cars leave the track at that one point? Announced to maybe flew on the track, didn't hear the outcome. Yeah, they never showed the incident, but what happened there was not Gleason, the guy who I was battling with, but there's another BMW behind him, Schmid, I think, in the red AOA car. He something happened. He went to go past lap traffic and stuff like that, and I guess he just completely missed his braking zone and took out those cars. So he like hit the other BMW. I think he hit the other Subaru. So basically he got a really big penalty for it as well. So basically one driver who just sort of got in a little bit too deep and took everyone out. So yeah, I wish they showed the incident, but that's what happened. Like I said, he got a big penalty. So in both their cars were broken because of the hit. So it was pretty gnarly. Watch the Honda drivers drive off and form as protest, knowing that their cars aren't in the same class as BMW. 05 USGP, 20 cars under 6 stayed. Well, that's what we were even saying to the BMW M2 sort of representative who's at the track. His name is Mark, and is kind of fighting for, he reads all the cars and helps us if we have questions about the car, and is obviously wants to see the BMW beat the Honda, right? So we were like, hey man, if this stays up, like, what's to say we don't get all the BMW drivers together and just completely boycott a race weekend, and they show up and there's 2 Hondas there racing. So because you're spending a lot of time, you're spending a lot of money being at these events, and it's like, you're racing for a 50-cent trophy anyways, but it's like, what's the point of us going if we're just going to get smoked by these Hondas? That's simply just comes down to a car advantage. So if there was another BMW who was running the same times as the Hondas, it'd be the look. It's a driver issue. It's a setup issue, right? But the fact that you have Garrett and I, who were running at the top all last year, right? And same with Rudd. Like those were the fastest drivers in the BMWs. They're not. We're not even close to the Hondas. So it's not that it's even possible in the car, right? So I'm like, it's whatever. We were just, like I said, man, it was just all weekend long. That was the discussion. And there's confidentiality. They can't tell you because they haven't cleared it with Honda yet. So Honda doesn't want it to come out. It's like they still haven't released official results yet from race 1 because the 2 Hondas failed. They failed tech because one was running too much camber, the other one was running wrong uprights for their wing. So they failed tech, said, hey, you guys are DQ'd, right? Which would have promoted Garrett to P1 and me to P2. Then the Hondas appealed it, and they're fighting the protest, saying, no, that's not true. So then once they appeal it, it goes out of SRO's hands and goes to another sanctioning body in Europe. So we don't even know what the hell happened in race 1. And then they withdrew their appeal. So it's like, and that's why one of the Hondas started at the back. It's like, and we're all left in the dark. We don't know what's going on. So no one knows where the points are at. No one knows, what the standings are going into Texas. It's a shit show. I raced in Sonoma. When was it? It was the beginning of April or the end of March, I think. And this year I'm racing a BMW M2. You can check out the videos on the channel to see the car. Are you planning to ski at Timberline this summer as you're out and about in your adventures? Not challenging terrain, but still fun to get sliding fix. 80-degree June days on sticks can be amazing. I'm not really sure, Morgan. I don't have any plans to ski in the summer, to be honest. But if I find myself out that way again, maybe we will. It does sound nice, but so all the BMW drivers are super frustrated. To be honest, I know Garrett and I are, right? Because we we know each other from last year, and Garrett's goal is obviously to win the championship. So is ours. So I don't know about the newer BMW drivers who they're happy to be there, running at the front, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I think the general consensus, at least amongst the teams, is that the whole Honda BMW stuff is just, it's ridiculous and needs to be addressed. And I don't understand what's taking them so long. Like you need to add a ton of weight and you need to put them on the lowest power map that they have. And they're still dancing around at power level 4 or 5 or whatever. Like, drop the power, add weight, and hell, even if they're slow for a weekend or a session, like you need to bring them down and then build them back up. But they let these Hondas start just like flying out of the gate, and now they're trying to bring them down. Like, you need to just completely take them down so like you have a base or something, and then build into them, because the BMWs, we can't take any more weight out. We're as light as we can, and there's only 2 power maps. You either have the 360 horsepower, which is what we run, or 450 horsepower. So we don't have the fine-tuning adjustment that the Honda does. They have like different engine maps they can run to produce different power, but we can't do that in the BMW. So it's harder to make the BMW faster than it is to slow the Honda down. So, and man, that sequential gearbox, like the way the Honda shifts is so incredibly fast. I mean, it's like a Cup car or a GT3 car, like where ours is like we shift and yeah, you don't have to lift and it's just a paddle, but it's just a dual clutch transmission, so it still has lag in it. And those Hondas, it's like there's just no lag in it. It just shifts and keeps pulling. So I don't know what advantage the BMWs have over the Hondas, to be honest. They thought we'd have more power, but that clearly isn't the case. How often do cars make contact in a race? It all depends. I mean, it definitely happens. It's not uncommon to have contact, especially the contact that I had. It's very, it's basic. It would never happen that you have contact in the point where someone like just blatantly wrecks you into a wall. You know what I mean? Like that like really never happens. But wheel to wheel stuff, bumping in the corners, I mean, it happens a lot. I do think the amount of contact we had was a little bit more than normal, but also the field is small. When you have bigger fields, like when I was running MX5 Cup and stuff like that, and you have 20, 30 cars in your class, and contact is quite normal. But yeah, it's like I said, if you want no contact racing, you got to go down a little bit to like club racing, where they really preach like they have zero tolerance for contact, where pro racing, like, it's a little bit more accepted to a degree. But maybe need to go skiing. Oh, Alden's in here. He knows everything about the cars. So if you guys have a question about the actual cars, he's the guy who's taking care of all the yeah, he's a guy that I've raced with basically my whole life. So he's the one who belts me into the car before I go and sets the car up, everything like that. So I know more about how to drive the car than the actual car itself. So Lowe didn't fight the violation penalty, just started at the back, but the other one was appealing it, so he still started at the front. I'm sure Lowe was confident he can catch up. Yeah. At first, Lowe was fighting the penalty. And then literally when we were rolling out to grid, he said, never mind, we'll withdraw the appeal. That's why I got promoted up to the front row. And I didn't even know that. Like, I was supposed to start third. So Lowe did withdraw it, but the other car didn't. So, like I said, we still don't really know what the final outcome of everything was, where people stand in the points, but yes, both Hondas had penalties. Lowe had non-homologated uprights. The other car, Yoshihara, had too much camber. So they got penalties, which resulted in DQs, disqualifications of race 1, all their lap times deleted, everything. It's like they almost weren't even there. But then each team appealed it, said, no, we're fighting this infraction, that we didn't do anything wrong, right? So then at that point, it's like it goes to it's just suspended. There's no decision made. So then everything is kind of like still back. Their lap times count again. Their position is still there. And then what happened before the race, then Lowe said, never mind, I won't fight it. So then he got sent to the back where the other car didn't. So it was like, that's why in the video I'm like, you know, we just have to focus on us and just run our race, because it's not really my responsibility or my job to worry about that. But when you have such a small team, it's hard not to, right? Like, we're all involved in everything, because I'm pulling the data on the cars. I'm talking to Mark Murray, the BMW guy, so it's hard not to be involved in everything. BMW's at the lowest weight possible, at the most power possible, without major engine changes. The Hondas need to be slowed way down. 2-3 seconds per lap is huge in racing. Yeah, exactly. Lowest weight possible and the most power possible, without major engine changes or having to install other components to, I forgot, Tyler was telling me, like, you could add, I don't know, different exhaust or take stuff off, right, to get like a little bit more horsepower. But all that's going to come as a cost. It's not like BMW is just going to give you that stuff for free. So sounds like the series organizers don't have a lot of good options. I'm sure they wish they could have more control. Frustrating for all involved. Yeah, I just feel like they should have had this stuff figured out before, like if they didn't have enough data, if they didn't really know what their options were, like, I think it's brash of them to bring in a car to a series and then have it race, and we all get our asses kicked by people who just show up and hop in the series. So I'm not saying that their job, isn't challenging, and that it, I'm sure they have their own issues with it, but it just doesn't, they don't have this big of a BOP issue in any other class, in any other series, right? And that's why, like Alden said, 2 to 3 seconds a lap that's why it's huge in racing. Even if it was half a second, you would still probably hear about it. You would still hear the BOP is off if it was half a second difference. Like, these cars we should all be, look at Garrett and I, like, we're rare. Garrett and I are always within a tenth of each other, and that's how it should be, I'm not saying the Honda won't have advantages over the BMW and vice versa, but, in racing, you're always fighting for the stronger car. You're always fighting for the BOP to be in your favor. Been missing you in the contest. He seems extended big base everywhere. Hell yeah, Ron. What's going on, man? Big base everywhere for sure. Just stopping in saying, hey, Lucas. Working late tonight, unfortunately. Hope you're doing the best you can. Hard work pays off. Loving your videos, man. Noah, thank you for the $20, man. I appreciate that, dude. Working late and you still stop by the stream, man. Hope all is well, dude. Stoked to see you again. Thanks for stopping by. Don't work too hard. Regina, not sure why it's that hard to figure out BOP. It's already been a few racing weeks in between. I think they should walk off and protest. That'll get the organizers to do more quickly. I'm with you, Regina. I'm with you. But, I get, maybe ignorance is bliss. I just don't know what I don't know. But, that's why I said they should have saw the difference at Sonoma and just cut them down and then build up from there. But they just didn't really do anything. That's why we got to Nola and we see, okay, 2 seconds faster lap. It was a joke. And one of the Hondas ran out of gas. Yeah. Yeah, that Honda, Yoshihara, he broke at Sonoma, didn't run any of the races, got a penalty at race 3, don't know if he's gonna whatever, and then ran out of gas race 4. I don't think he scored a single point, and he's got the fastest car out there. Where Garrett and I, we've ran nose to tail all 4 races basically for 40 minutes, and we finished like every race. Yeah, we finish every race, so we're running nose to tail. And honestly, Garrett and I, we rarely, if ever, make contact. And we race like the last lap of race 2, like we were door to door for 4 corners, didn't make contact. The organizers claim they had bad data from the Hondas to adjust the BOP, and they claim they don't use lap times to adjust BOP. Yeah, that's what got me too when Joel said that at Sonoma. Like, they don't look at lap times to adjust the BOP. They just look at power or torque or whatever on the data. I don't know. I think if we go to Coda and they aren't slowed the hell down to the point where like we're faster, I don't know. I think a boycott is necessary or something. Like, we should show up to Coda and we should crush the Hondas for a weekend. That's what needs to happen, in my opinion. Lowe said during the interview that he was going to apologize to you for the hard hit. Just wondering if he actually apologized. Yeah, he did. Yeah, we had a little conversation before the podium ceremony or whatever. And he apologized, said it was a stupid move. So, you know, it's all good. I mean, it's racing, I guess. But yeah, I didn't agree with the move. But should I have fought him? Probably not. But I didn't want to give it the position. And once that happened, I gave the position to him. Into like turn 3, I was like, I'm not gonna fight this Honda who's 2 seconds a lap faster. But yeah, he did apologize. We're best friends again. What up, Dakota? I'll see adjust for BOP, especially with such a big gap. Yeah, maybe we should just do BOP because it seems like we have a better grasp on it than the SRO officials, but and that's why there's literally sandbagging in racing. You know, it's like you go to these BOP tests and like people just won't run as fast as they can, so it looks like their car is slower. You know, so and then when it comes to actual racing, it's like, oh wait, now they're a second faster than they were in testing. Well, it's because they didn't really show you their true colors, basically, you know. And BMW wanted me to go slower in qualifying. Like, they wanted me to just completely go super slow so the gap was huge, so the BOP was even more apparent. I just wasn't prepared to really do that. I didn't trust that the other BMWs would do the same. So it's a bunch of, you know, this is why we enjoy spec racing, meaning it's just one car, the same car, and everyone's got the equal thing. Because as soon as you do mixed class stuff like this is the kind of the BS that you deal with. So what's up, Wiles? What's going on, man? This salad is delicious. It sounded delicious, man. I gotta make some dinner. Get organized. I like the stream. I'm gonna get back to work. See you later, squad. Thank you, Noah. Get back to work, my friend. I like the stream. I like my own stream. 50th anniversary of Pink Floyd at Wembley. Grooving to that. Damn, Ron's having a night. They had what's called the BOP test for the season. Apparently during the test, the cars were close in performance, but obviously that's not the case. Yeah, I think before they were even expecting the BMW to be the stronger of the two cars. So and I guess the teams that are running the Hondas are some of the best Honda teams in the country, so blah blah blah, and it's like, yeah. It's just frustrating because there's nothing we can do. That's what it comes down to. We're at the hands of SRO, and they don't communicate for shit. They don't like. And I just feel like us as the customer, us as the client of the series, like in my opinion, it should be an open forum of like, oh, the Hondas didn't pass inspection or tech, like they should be posting that on a notice board, which they ultimately do, but it's like all hush hush until it happens. So it's just weird that we're left out in the dark, I feel like. But my dream car win the lottery is a Nissan GTR Gran Turismo Racer. GTRs are sweet, man. I dig GTRs as well, especially like the GT3 version. Those things are sick. If you won the lottery, you could get a lot of GTRs, put it that way. Dakota and his GG buddies might need to visit the SRO officials. I agree. I totally agree. They just need more pressure from BMW in Germany, right? They need more pressure from like bigger organizations. Like that's why I literally think BMW Motorsport needs to be in contact with Joel of like, hey man, you know what's going on? You're making, if you're right now, if you're looking at buying a BMW M2 or a Honda Civic, you know, race car, it's like, and you look at that, you're gonna be like, damn, I want a Civic. I don't want to get a BMW and get smoked. So, but vice versa, if you're Honda, you're loving it, right? Like, why did they change it this year? I think just to grow the series. You know, they want to introduce more cars in the series, grow the series. So I think next year this Honda Civic is gonna be disallowed or discontinued is the better word, and they're gonna. Acura is building a race car, and so the Acura is supposed to be in there. So that's what's frustrating as well, is like we probably won't run these cars next year. So like this is our last year, like our last sort of bid at the championship, and then the Hondas aren't even going to be in it next year. So, you know, we're probably you could lose out this whole year just to faulty BOP, and it's like, sucks. Imagine if the FIA oversaw your race series. They should. They'd probably look at it and be like, man, we don't want anything to do with this crap. Seemed like in the second race, in the closing laps, car in front of you was excessively weaving across the straight. What's your take? I think it's fair. I think, you know, he's trying to break the draft. I would do the same thing in that position. What's more important is when we got towards the braking zone and we got closer to the entry of turn 1, the 44 car did stay. He picked a spot and stayed there, which is good. I mean, if he's weaving all the way through the braking zone, that's a bigger problem. But, you know, I don't know. In my opinion, it's racing. It's fine. I mean, yeah, I think it's okay. I would have done the same thing. I did the same thing at Watkins Glen when the roles were reversed. So yeah, like I keep saying, it's pro racing. I would rather have this stuff. Yeah, I'd rather have less regulation of it and let us race like we're supposed to. So Garrett and I are both. Yeah, I think we're both. you know, we're big boys. We can handle the racing. So, and you know, as much as I'm a rival and quote unquote enemy with Garrett, I respect him as a racer, right? Like there's no doubt he's fast. Like he's got good racecraft amongst him, and so yeah, I think he's a professional. I think he's at the top of the field. So it's your boy John from Smiths. We got 125 days of skiing. Keeping up the countdown, man. Can't wait to see what next season of skiing. Good luck in the racing. You going to Daytona at all? What up, man? 125 plus days. You just stopped counting. You going to Daytona? I will not. We do not go to Daytona. No. There's another series that goes, but yeah, I'm not going to Daytona. But thanks for stopping by, man. Ski Man Ski Lifts. What up? Let's go. Ski Man Ski Lifts. You are my season hero. Yeah, man, that's like skiing every single day. Even more. You're skiing more than every single day. Yo, what up, bro? Roberto, what's up, man? Race video was rad, looking like Max Verstappen out there. Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to channel my inner Max. I got heated, I got frustrated. I realized, I feel like I turned into a whole different person on the track, so you can hear the stress in my voice on the radio. It's kind of nuts. So I get very... That's what I'm gonna work on in Texas, based on, you know, going through all the footage. Is I get very, yeah, you hear the stress in my voice, so I'm gonna try to stay a little bit more emotionally level on the track. But it's I don't know. I almost feel like I black out once I get out there. I really do. I feel like I'm just, yeah, overridden with adrenaline and competition that, yeah, my logic kind of goes out the window. But I will say Alden does a good job of staying calm and, yeah, allowing me to vent when I need to vent, but also relay important information that I need to hear. So, and what happened in the second race, which I didn't really explain, but I got my earbuds mixed up with Joe, so I put those earbuds in, and when I went, like, the earbuds didn't work, so I basically couldn't hear out of the earbuds and was relying on, like, the radio speaker. So I don't know, I was super stressed before the race started, which didn't help. And you guys really put on a good race on the second one. Yeah, I mean, shit, dude, it's literally like, it's boring to even show, but it's like Garrett and I are running nose to tail for, like, I don't know, let's say 30 minutes. But it's like, it's boring to show, but in the car, it's like, you're so focused on hitting every single mark. Every inch has to be perfect. And you're just, like, you're driving as hard as you can. You know, it's not like I can push the gas more to get around them. It's like, I'm driving as hard as I can, and we're that locked for the entire race. So he drove, you know, like, he didn't make any mistakes, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. He's a good driver. Like, he hits his marks, and thankfully I got, you know, at the end I was able to get a move on him, but he defended it really well. So I thought I was gonna get him though, man. I thought I was gonna hold on to that position, but I kept making the same mistake in turn 3 and 4. I would go on the inside of 3, but it put me on the outside of 4, and really I should have tried to hold on the outside of 3, so I was on the inside of 4. So I don't know, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Still got spring skiing to do. Hell yeah. At this point, it's almost summer skiing. Time for everyone to come skiing. Yeah, we all gotta go to Florida to ski. Salad's all gone and still hungry. That's my issue with salads. Like, I feel like I just never get full enough from a salad. I need carbs. Come skiing in Florida, water skiing. I did water ski when I was little. There's nothing wrong with getting excited while you're racing. Yeah, I know. I mean, obviously, right, like stress, whatever, like that stress bell curve, performance bell curve, right? It's like you need stress to perform, but obviously too much stress is prohibitive of performance or whatever, so yeah, I don't know. I embrace the excitement, but you guys, I don't know if you watched the vlog, I got pretty mad at everyone. So, and sometimes I'm like, do I relay this information to Alden and Tyler if it doesn't matter? So like when I said my car is bent, because it wasn't bent to the point where like I couldn't drive. It wasn't bent to the point where like I had to come in. So was the communication necessary? Did I have to tell him my car was bent? No. I was just, yeah, I like vent when I get out there. And so, because then Alden's like, well, what is he supposed to say? Okay. You know, then he asked me, can you still drive it? And it's like, well, yeah, of course I can still drive it. So some of the communications, I'm like, do I need to say this? But also, it's like, I want to say it. I need to get it off my chest when I'm out there. I can relate to the emotion of doing a Corvette stock, and that thing makes my heart beat just driving down the road. Can't imagine what it's like being behind the wheel in a race in a faster car. Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm sure your Corvette honestly is faster than the BMW, like in a straight line and stuff like that. But yeah, dude, it's just intense, and it's like, that's the thing with racing that I love so much about, is that it's just pure competition. It's like you can look at the timesheets, you can look at the positions, like it's black and white of who's better and worse, right? So I get very competitive, and yeah, we wanna win. So Chris with the $9.99, thank you, Chris. Good to see you, man. Stuck at work, spring skiing in full swing. Golfed at the beach in the morning and skied closing day at Snow Summit in the afternoon. Headed up to Mammoth tomorrow. Please don't hang up the skis yet. Dude, thank you for the $10, man. Spring skiing, golfing, and skiing all in one day, dude. Heading up to Mammoth. Let's go, man. Yeah, I should bring the sticks out for another day or two, but I think what we have here is probably just Snowbird left, as everything else is closed. But maybe I'll make a Mammoth trip here. But thank you, man. Video shows how hard you're driving controlling the steering wheel. Yeah, that's true. But I think yeah, no, you're right. I just think if you understand it, Jeff, because you saw it and you're into it, right? But if people who just look at it, they might not see that. But yeah, I mean, you could see all the micro corrections. You can see me, you can hear the car sliding at certain spots. You can, and you got to think, like 40 minutes of a race, right? Like the tires degrade, right? So the grip you have in the beginning is not the same you have at the end. So, but you're still driving just as hard. So, and it's like, man, it's just like the mental focus is just to do that, to do even 40 minutes, which people go even longer in like the bigger races, and you just have to be so perfect with your marks. It's like there's very little things in life, if you think about it, where you have to stay so focused for that amount of time. Like most things, you be focused, but if you get unfocused for a little bit, even for a few seconds or a minute, like, okay, it's not a big deal, refocus up and continue on. But racing is one of those things where it's like you have to be purely focused for that whole amount of time. Just had some diced peaches. Matt, do you cook all your food, or do you, like, did you buy that salad somewhere, or did you make it? Mostly mad at Gleason. Yeah, I was pissed at Gleason. I just thought it was unnecessary. Bond with the $9.99 buy some yogurt calms you down. Oh my god. Yeah, maybe that is what I need. Some yogurt. Makes sense to me that your car messed up just in case you started. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. That way they kind of know, but I don't know, they never tell me to like shut up or stuff like that. So I just kind of say what comes to my mind. Any chance of making a late season trip with Abe? So much snow that would be sweet content. I don't know, man. I would definitely go if he invited me out there to go, you know. So, but I'm sure he is very busy with other stuff. But yeah, if he invited me out, I would go in a heartbeat, to be honest. Solitude's going until Memorial Day. Damn. Does my icon pass still work there, or is it like you gotta get a different pass for this late of skiing? What up, Jay? Jay Ski? Solitude is open daily until the 12th. Then the 21st for the weekend, and that is it. What up, Pablo? Brighton is open, and it's just Millie till the 29th. They just announced that Uphill is now open for Great Western. So Brighton's open, but it's only the Millie lift? Is that what I'm understanding? I don't even think I would remember how to ski if I put my skis on right now. Dave's last week have the mountains all closed. Can you ski all the way to the bottom at Mammoth? Or do you like... Yeah. Or do you have to like download from the gondola? Ron Wilson. So Lucas, I'm buying merch, mostly stickers from Rise and Alpine and Ski Evolution from Buckhouse. You really need Stoke Squad stickers, tees, and hoodies. Merch will buy. Oh man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just hesitant about all that. But I mean, you're probably, you know, I'm sure you're right. It's probably the next step of the channel, but yeah, I just don't have a good, I don't have anything to put on a sticker or a shirt. That's been the problem, right? Like I don't have a logo or anything that represents the Stoke Squad to sell, and I don't know, I just feel bad. Yeah, I don't know, I make the videos, and I honestly earn 90% of the money off the ad revenue, right? Which is really doesn't cost you guys anything. You guys just watch the videos and that's that. But I don't know, my channel's weird, man. So I mean, Buckhouse is someone he's putting out snow content just about year round, right? So, and I don't really know much about Ryzen Alpine. I know he's the Whistler YouTuber. I don't know if he puts out content all year long about skiing. So, you know, my channel just isn't really like that. So. Icon's still rolling. That's good. I don't have to buy another pass. Icon is still good for spring skiing. Rad, rad, rad. My Papa just okay, keep some, bro. Love the PB vis sim, getting my mind off paintball by riding my bike around and fishing. Hey man, I have a whole extra setup. I have a whole extra gun, whole extra mask. I honestly have extra pants and shit. So if you ever wanted to come out, just get a taste of it, man. You could use all my stuff. The only thing I don't have is like extra pads, but it's probably best you just ride the bike and fish and don't get into another expensive hobby. But I'm curious to see when the biking will even, when that stuff will even be in full force with all the snow. But you're doing all right in the shots. Dude, Chris Noddy's tall. I think Chris is like 6'4", 6'3". I mean, Jay might have a better perspective, but Chris is a tall guy. I mean, he is not. Yeah, he was a tall guy. I think he's all a 6'4". You can ski down to Mills or the main base area during spring late season, at least where I've been. Oh, that's rad. Can we buy a Rigid Speed Company hoodie? Unfortunately, you know, I don't really know, actually. I think they only made 5 of them. Literally. 4, 5, or 6. I could talk to them and see if they have extra or if they were gonna do another round. But that would be cool. They just gave me a hoodie, they gave me a hat. They have like really cool rain jackets that they made, but yeah, I don't know if they have stock to sell, but yeah, that would be dope. Seems like merch is a big endeavor. I mean, I think now there's companies where it's like you don't even see the merch, right? It's like you just put your design on something and then they just duplicate it across coffee mugs and mouse pads and everything else you can imagine. But to me, it's just, that's a cheaper way to do it. But I don't know. Yeah, I think it is a big endeavor. Maybe I'm making it bigger than it is, but I know Buckhouse does really well with the stickers. I know that's a big thing for him, so. I'm planning on going to Solitude on Sunday for Eagle's retirement party. Like Eagle the Lift, they're retiring, or is that a person that's retiring? Hey man, hey, my close friend is an artistic designer. Stickers are cheap. Make you could drop some with Luna skis and mountains. Yeah, that would be rad. Luna skis and mountains. I think even seasonal stickers would be would be a good idea too. That represents, you know, like in the winter we would have obviously skiing related stuff, and in the summer maybe it's more rigid speed company racing stuff. So it'll take a while. The lower trails are sending down here though. I looked at the I tried to look at the trail, not the road camera for the Mirror Lake Highway. I wanted to see what it looked like up there, and it still looks pretty slammed. So I remember I went up to Mirror Lake, or at least the highway, on Memorial Day weekend last year. So I'm interested to see how late it will be till we can even get up there. I feel like it won't be till like July or August till you can even get back on some of those roads. What's up, Geezy Gamer? Chris is so tall that he barely fits with the bar down. Yeah, he's got a lot of height that he's bringing down the mountain. So, what's up, Mark Lambert? The lift. They're retiring the lift. Interesting. He's done Mars and Facing for Jay Leno and a bunch of others. Oh, that's rad. So he's like big time. The first detach. And he has a Vaughn roll. Oh, Von Roll sounds okay. It's the type of lift. It'll be upgraded to a 6-pack from Doppelmayr. Oh, okay, so they're not necessarily retiring as much as they're just upgrading it. If you want another rabbit hole, last line defense has a pretty well done channel. Toyotas from early series Land Cruisers to complete new builds. Last line defense. Huh. Yeah, I don't know if I need another rabbit hole at the moment, but it is good checking out some other channels. There's another really well channel called Night Ride that I like watching. I mean, it's much more, it's all about like Japanese drift cars, and it's just like basically these dudes who build stuff, but just the way it's shot and their vibe, it's like very aesthetically pleasing to watch, but might not be everyone's style. But I appreciate the cinematography and the editing in it. So Lewis Olberding, what up, man? When you head to Oregon Super Games, I head out there tomorrow actually. So I am I'm driving out with the rest of the team. I'm gonna stop halfway, I think somewhere outside of Boise. So it's like a 12-hour drive, so it is kind of a hefty drive. But yeah, heading out there tomorrow because the games start on Friday. And yeah, it's my first time ever doing something like this, so I'm excited. I'm also nervous, but I'm stoked for just like a chill fun weekend where there's like really, yeah, not really any pressure, but will still be a lot of fun. So looks intense. Yeah, there's so many different objectives and different games and stuff like that, so it should be fun. It's supposed to rain, which is gonna have a whole nother element to it, but yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, I've never ever done a scenario style paintball game like this. He's done graphics for Mars, Kit Kat, Jay Leno Racing, and much more. Oh, damn. I'm too tall and can't spend it all. See, 6'5", so I was even shy on the 6'4". I told you Chris was tall. 6'5", man, that is, yeah. It's a lot of surface area. I don't even think they make, like, even a 192 centimeter ski, I feel like, is short for a 6'5" person. Are you living in Canada? Any ski resorts open still? I'm not living in Canada, no. I honestly have no idea if resorts in Canada are still open or not. I don't know if there's places in BC or Alberta that are open, but if the Super Games was Memorial Day weekend, I would say bring your sticks and go to Beartooth. Isn't Beartooth in Cook City, Montana? Or Montana? Or am I thinking of a different bear or something? Do you see anything about the ski team next season? No, not at all. I think we already started brainstorming for next year. I mean, the biggest thing is you never know how many people are going to show up, right? So if the last 2 years are an indication of the future, you'd expect it to grow more. So we've been looking at organizing like an actual lunch with the mountain, right? Like getting in contact with Park City and having having something organized to where we can all go in and eat, and just actually taking more, organizing it more and having things actually set up for the meetup. So, but I think it's safe to assume that it'll be the same setup, Park City and Solitude, just because I think it works. And it gives people, the opportunity of both passes. It gives people the opportunity to make it like an actual ski trip, come in, do the meetup, then maybe go somewhere else the other days. So, yeah, I think you can plan on it being back in Utah around the same time, like second or third week of March, sometime in March, put it that way. Oh, my bent 120s, and yes, they're 192s, dude. 192, 120 underfoot. That's a lot of wood. Dakota with the 420, patiently waiting for your race in Sebring. Dude, you guys got to let me know if you want to come, because I think I have some of my tickets accounted for already. Devin, DC, and his dad and people are coming. So, but I have more tickets, and so I'd love if you guys want to come. I can get you full access into the race and stuff like that, and save you. I don't even know how much tickets are, but I think they are about $100 to get in. So, you know, if you guys are serious and you have people who want to come, you know, we'll stay in touch, but just let me know, and then I'll put your names down. I need like 2 weeks heads up. And then you guys go, you get your credential, and you're good to go. So it is like 90 minutes south of Orlando though, so I don't know how far that is for you guys, but Nola was my first track experience in my 98 Type R. Such a fun track. Love the content, man. Mark Johnson. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. Nola. It's a new track, man. I think it was built in 2014 or 2015 or something, but you know, it is a fun track. At first I didn't really like it, but it definitely has grown on me the last 2 years, so it is a very fun track. It's a pretty nice facility for what it is. But yeah, 98 Type R, let's go. Yeah, Montana. I want to go to Taos. Looks awesome. I'm watching Deb Armstrong vids. Gonna try ski racing in my old age. In the year where I'm not buying a skinny suit. Yeah, Taos would be sweet. Definitely heard good things about Taos. But hey, man, if you want maximum time, you got to get that skinny suit. Super Game is super close to Portland. It is. Very close to Portland. It'd be sweet to come show some support, but I have plans out of town this weekend. Popping the question. Let's go, man. Congratulations. Congratulations. And no worries, man. I don't really know what to expect with that. I don't know the venue and stuff like that. But yeah, it is. It's just southwest of Portland, actually. So. Lucas should go water skiing with you all in Florida. Dude, I haven't been on water skis in 20 years. We are the Garage Boys. We get there in no time. I love it. If Lucas wants to do water skiing, we can make it happen. Well, hell yeah, man. Like I said, just let me know if you guys want to come. We'd love to have the Garage Gang out there. That would be rad. It's a good event to go to. Sebring is a legit track, so if there's any event to go to, Sebring, Indianapolis, those are probably the two best ones to go to. House is awesome. I've seen her around the mountain at House. My instructor was in the same class as Deb, and they got the level 3 certs to their buddies. You say you raced Mid-Ohio in the past, what do you think? Yes, I've raced at Mid-Ohio quite a few times, actually. There was a period of racing where Mid-Ohio was very popular. I've raced there in a Miata. I've raced there in Porsches. And I like the track. It's a fun track. It's got a lot of elevation. Very technical track. So I don't love the track. I don't hate the track, but yeah, I would definitely rather go to other tracks though in the country. It isn't one that I really look forward to, but it is a great facility for sure. IndyCar goes there, so it's a fun track. Deb's home mountain is Steamboat for now, with her occasional drawns to Taos. Ooh, Steamboat. Ron says he demoed 120 by 185s. Canyons first in March. Perfect over conditions, lots of fun, but it is a lot of ski. Yeah, that is a lot of ski. But when you have the right conditions, it doesn't feel like a lot of ski. You know, when you have, a foot of fresh snow, that's what you need, right? So maybe not the ski for groomer day. That's why those ARGs that I have, they're 187 in length and they're 133 underfoot. Shit, if Lucas wants to tarpoon fish, we can tarpoon fish. If Lucas wants to skydive, we can skydive. Brother, if Lucas wants to street race, we can street race. If Lucas wants to hit the club, we club it. If Lucas wants to hit the casino, we hit the casino. Damn, dude. Might have to stay in Florida for a little bit longer, actually. Might have to stay in Florida, then do a live stream from the garage. That would be like total inception, dude. If I just started a live stream and I'm in the garage with the garage gang, that would probably break the internet. Love your content, man. Just to be yourself is the best thing. Keep up the positive vibes and good work. Cheers from Lithuania. Hope you know this country. Thank you. I really appreciate that. From Lithuania. That's pretty crazy. Lucas wants to hit the driving range. Top golf, here we come. Dakota is hilarious. I know. If Lucas wants a live stream from the garage, then live stream from the garage. You'd probably call the cops and never talk to us again if you knew how rowdy we got in the garage. Oh man. Aren't you guys close to? Are you guys close to St. Petersburg, or what is it, Cape Coral? Yeah, like Fort Myers. It's actually not that bad. 2-hour drive. I think it will break something if you live stream from the garage. I love how you capitalize the garage too, because it is literally, it is its own thing. Dude, honestly, what I'm thinking, which would be crazy, is I'll have to see the schedule, but in theory, I get in there Tuesday night, and then like you set up on Wednesday, then you race Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or whatever. So I get in Tuesday, drive down to Sebring Tuesday night, help the team set up Wednesday, and then drive to you guys Wednesday night, live stream, and then drive back, and then get ready for the race. I mean, it is a possibility. It could happen. It could happen. That would be epic. That would be in September. Or we just schedule a time when you guys are at the track. We all jump on a live stream. That would be dope. Ron Wilson, 15 months. Feels longer. Love it all. It's training that we have here. Best. Ron, thank you, man. 15 months. It does feel longer, doesn't it? But 15 months is pretty insane. That's over, yeah, man, a year and a quarter about. Thank you for the continued support, Ron. 15 months is no joke. We love having you part of the community, man. Even now outside of ski season, you're still showing up. So thank you, man. We can find a garage to stream from in Sebring. We probably could. We could. That's what I'm saying. We could find a spot in Sebring too, and we'll hype it up. We'll promote the stream live with the Garage Gang. We'll promote it on the radio. We'll do billboards. We'll make TV commercials. Man, that would be sick. We gotta make it happen. We are in Cape Coral, so like 2 hours from St. Pete. Yeah, that's what somehow I remembered that. But Cape Coral to Sebring, Florida is saying 1 hour and 54 minutes. 100 miles. Gunnar, when's the last time you've skied? Still some good squash out there. Last time I've skied was... I don't know, whenever that Jupiter video was that I made. Sometime in March. I think was the last time I skied. The gear's turning. I'm about 40 minutes from Daytona. Do you ever race there? I've never raced at Daytona. There are definitely, you know, series that go there, but for some reason the series I'm running does not race there, and the series I ran in the past never went to Daytona, so... Did you ever ski at Europe, Sweden, or Austria? I've never even been to Europe at all, so no, I've never skied there, never skied internationally other than Canada. But yeah, that would be cool one day. Lord Farquaad, I would drive to get you, my boy. Hopefully by then I don't look like Lord Farquaad anymore, but... Ron with the 20, I love the show best on YouTube, but you know I am here primarily for the ski content, the whole old breakfast to dinner. Ron, thank you for the 20, man. I appreciate you. Best on YouTube is a very big stretch, but you know, I'm glad that you enjoy the show, the episodes that I bring here, and I know primarily for the ski content, that's what we're built up for, so I appreciate you sticking around even when the ski content hasn't been produced. But thank you, man, for the 20. We appreciate and we love you, man. DC for 15 months. So stoked for Florida. Hell yeah, dude. I'm stoked to have you guys down there. That's what I'm saying, dude. Florida might be turning into a mini Stoke Squad meetup at this point, man. If you have the Garage Gang out there, DC and his crew out there, dude, I'm gonna need to start finding more tickets. I'm gonna have to let SRO know that, hey, man, we got a meetup going on. It's about to turn rowdy, dude. Better hope no one tries nothing, dude. If there's any contact that goes on in Sebring, dude, it's gonna be taken care of by the Garage Gang, dude. I scorpioned for the first time on my last ski day of the season. It rained all morning. Snow was crazy heavy. Don't recommend. Ooh, yeah. Hopefully you're okay, man. Yeah, definitely some tricky spring, you know, late season conditions with the different temps. But hopefully you're alright, man. We would 100% come to you. Oh man, but it would be so epic to be in the garage, as Regina said. The garage. Not just any garage, the garage. But yeah, it would be a little bit easier on my end. My bad, for some reason I thought Sebring was north of us. Sebring is north of you guys. Of Cape Coral. Sebring is like smack dab in the center of Florida. It's south of Orlando, but yeah, it's definitely north of Cape Coral. Damn it, I'm high. I'm with Ron, my fave on YouTube. Oh man, I appreciate that. Let them know you're kind of a big deal. Oh my god. We'd all get kicked out so fast. Bestest on YouTube. Oh man. All right guys, well I'm probably gonna cut the stream here. 90 minutes. I was only gonna go for an hour, but whenever I tell myself I'm gonna go for an hour, I always end up going longer than that. But I get some food pack for tomorrow, so I appreciate everyone who was hanging out. Stopping by for another stream. I'm heading out to Oregon, but yeah, then I'll be back next week. So I think our smoke will blend in with the tire smoke. It probably will, man. It probably will. So thanks for hanging out, guys. I'll see you guys